We are live. Hello, Dragonlings. Welcome
Hello.
back to my channel. I've got some guests with me today, and I'll let them introduce themselves shortly. It's the last day of the year, guys.
It's the last day of the decade.
It's the last day of the decade. Hence the name of this video being End of a Decade. For those who don't know, my name is Sky. I typically write paranormal romance under the name S.T. Haggis. And guests can introduce themselves from left to right. So we're going to start with Kara.
Wow, I get to go first. Plot twist. My name is Kara Brown. I'm an urban fantasy author and the operations director at Otherworld Inc. I have a YouTube channel where I talk and whine about the life of a writer, sometimes under the influence of wine. I tried to give you guys educational writer things with like free tools that you can use, and that's pretty much who I am.
Okay. I am Amy Somebody.
Awesome body.
Calling myself that. Yes, thank you. I am a certified SEO consultant, certified through UC Davis. I do not have a website, much to the chagrin of my peers, but I do have a Twitter now. What? After about 8 months of peer pressure, I succumbed to the Twitter. And I found my way onto these writing streams because Sky is an awesome friend and she welcomed me. But I am starting my fiction writing journey. So that's why I got into these goal streams. It's because I started incorporating the writing as part of my to-do lists and that kind of thing. And I really like all these people, so I stuck around. So thank you for having me.
We like you too.
Oh, so much love in one little computer screen.
Alrighty.
We're not adults, y'all.
I'm a child at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I can't do the adulting thing yet. I'm getting there slowly.
I still haven't made coffee this morning. Like I woke up and I was like, I'm just gonna walk around the house for a minute. Oh wait, I have to be on a stream. I'm gonna walk towards the computer now.
I have a full cup of caffeine waiting for me, and I keep eyeing it, and then I realize I'm wearing lipstick that'll stain, and I'm just like, fuck.
That's why you need a straw. Actually, hold on, real quick. I'm gonna go grab me a soda because that's cheap caffeine for me.
You do that. I'm gonna drink my water.
How dare you be healthy? What are you thinking?
Randomness.
Why would you do such a thing?
I eat and drink healthy. Sometimes.
When it behooves
Healthy's
me.
expensive, except for water. That's free. And that's not free either.
Now you want to get technical.
You're back! Welcome back!
I got into like the really bad habit. So like story time. Like really quick story time. Really quick. No, this is not Bones and Friends. So, no. He really wants to be on the telly. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so when I grew up with my dad overseas, we basically woke up and we had Diet Coke for like in the morning. That was like part of our breakfast, right? And I got out of that habit when I moved out. And then when I went to go visit my dad in Florida, the first thing that happened is Dad and I were grabbing Diet Cokes and drinking them in the living room. And so when I got back home, I was like, I need a Diet Coke. And of course, my husband, Mr. Brown, was just like, you have a coffee maker. It's like, but I want a Diet Coke.
I want a Diet Coke, dang it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry about that, y'all.
You're good. All right, so goals. We have been doing bi-monthly goals. No, Kara has not. Kara's always been doing quarterly goals because somebody just wants to be a good adulting adult.
Yeah, way to set an example, Kara.
I just want to be organized. I just want to be organized and inspire organization in other people. Is that just so much to ask?
So we're going to be going over what we did for November, December, and this will actually be the last time that we're doing bi-monthly goals because starting in 2020, we're going to be doing quarterly goals and being adultier adults like Carol here.
You can do it.
I feel like the pressure in the atmosphere just went up. Did anybody else feel that? You're asking me to be a grown-ass adult. You're asking a lot. I'm only 32. Give me a break.
This isn't even my final form, okay?
Exactly. I almost bought that T-shirt for Christmas. I don't age, I level up.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's my favorite line from Dragon Ball Z when they're having this fight, and of course Frieza's like, "This isn't even my final form," and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
That is too funny. All right, so how did everybody do all their goals? Did you accomplish what you set out to do, or did you fail miserably?
You want me to go first? I tried to keep it quick this time.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals I made with you guys for the bi-monthly. Of those goals, I had make a better routine. Make a better routine with calendar blocking, visit dad, get the Shane Dawson palette, do more networking, win NaNoWriMo, do food prep for November, increase engagement on social media. And so I can push that one to the side. So I definitely failed at the social media engagement because I just can't spend 20 minutes on either platform talking to people. I don't know why. I did do more than I typically did. Like I did go through and like and make little comments, but wasn't as much as I would have liked. So that's a goal that's being transferred over into the new year. I kind of failed the better routine with the calendar blocking because this was something that was new for me. And I actually did really well with it, but ended up failing me in the long run because my husband's schedule kept changing. And so when his schedule changes, it changes my schedule. And so I wasn't able to have the same flexibility I normally had. So that ended up not working for me. I did visit my dad. We had a great time. We ate too much. I gained too much weight and I got really drunk. It was great. I did, in fact, get the goddamn Shane Dawson palette. I did do that, and I got one for Writing Wife. I did manage to do some networking. I actually networked with somebody I wasn't expecting to network, and we're having a meeting this Friday about future endeavors going forward and seeing if it's going to work or not. And if it does, that's going to be great. Just saying. I did win NaNoWriMo. That was good. And I actually did manage to do food prep for November. So I failed one thing, kind of failed another, and I got everything else.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I did pretty good, but most of my goals were, I took it easy on myself. Most of my goals were things that as long as I made an effort consistently, I'm going to count it as a win. I had reading down and I managed to read like 4 books over those 2 months, which is not a lot for me at all. But considering I've been out of the habit of reading for like a year, it's a big deal. I did not win Nano with the 50K, but I did meet my personal goal of what I wanted to do for Nano. So I'm considering that to be a win. I put crafts on the list because I had a bunch of stuff that I wanted to make for my friends and my peoples because I like making gifts. So I did accomplish that, thankfully, and on time. Everything made it out on time. I didn't send out Christmas cards, though. I feel kind of bad about that. But that counts as a win. I wanted to start prepping for my 2020 Bujo bullet journal. Massive failure. I don't think I even looked at it. So that's a loss, big time. And I keep putting research on my goal lists. Reading and research are 2 things that I have so much stuff to look up and research and learn and life stuff that I hold it up there just like reading. Like if I'm going to be serious about being a writer, I have to be serious about being a reader. And so I did research. I'm going to count that as a win because I did do it, but it's still going to carry over. Reading and research I'm going to put on every list because I need to do that. So I did pretty good. I took it easy on myself and really only completely failed 1 out of 5. So I'm okay with it for it being the last bi-monthly of the decade. I'm good.
What about you, Sky? What about you?
I had 9 goals, and I accomplished 7 out of them. I wanted to read 8 books, and this one technically I haven't accomplished yet. I am like 3/4 of the way through the last book I need to read in order to accomplish this. I wanted to read 8, 2 of them being nonfiction, 6 being fiction, and I have to finish this book, and I will finish it today, so I'm counting that as a win because it will get done. I wanted to get my newsletter up and running and my website up and running. Those were 2 separate things, and I accomplished that. My website is up. My newsletter is ready to go out for January. It'll go out the first week. Woo. Yes! Win! NaNoWriMo, of course. I didn't complete the novel like I was hoping to do, but that was the only thing I didn't do, so that's okay. I'm okay with that. My first fail was the Damned and Dangerous series. I wanted to finish editing the first 2 books in the series, and that didn't happen. I am about halfway through an edit of the first one again, just because I realized that I didn't send out a right document, so I went back through and just editing it. Yeah, just go with it.
Here. No questions asked, I understand.
Pretty much. I've got on here Duolingo as well. I'm relearning French, and I wanted to complete I wanted to reach checkpoint 1, and I am 2 full lessons away from that, so did not accomplish that. But that's okay, because I didn't realize how much time I was going to have to spend on that. And I've gotten a lot done, all things considered, so I still count that as a win, even though I didn't hit the goal I wrote down. I wanted to set up my 2020 Bujo bullet journal, and I got that done. I wanted to set up my 5-year planner, and I got that done. And for YouTube, I just wanted to do Nano Uncut, which was in November, and I finished that up, and so that's a win. Woo!
Yeah.
I didn't do anything in December except for this. This is all I'm doing in December.
Yeah, take a break. That's
Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations.
We all did it.
Good thing.
I'm like, I want to get 75% of the goals done in order to count it as a success. And I think we all did it. All of us did 3/4 of our goals, like 7 out of 9. Carol, you did what?
I didn't do 1. I did half of 1, so yeah.
So yeah, there you go. And Amy, you said you only had 1 major fail, so boom, we all accomplished
4
that.
out of 5.
80%. See? There we go. I call that a win, guys.
We did great. Good job, friends.
All right, so I'm going to go through the comments. I've been watching them as they come through, but I haven't actually posted any except for the one. We've had a lot of people here. I'm sorry, I'm a bad hostess. I'm terrible. We have Josie, Sarah Sipsozin. Let's see. Josie wants to finish writing her series for the new year. I don't think I asked about bi-monthly goals. I think I just asked for New Year's goals.
Okay.
So they're already talking about their New Year's stuff. This is not a sprint stream. This is just a bi-monthly goal stream. Or goal stream, I should say.
We talk about things that we did and didn't do because we like to be accountable to people.
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to be doing this in the new year once a quarter, so the next one will probably be sometime in late March, early April, probably.
Yeah. I was about to say March is, yeah.
Shannon is here. Hi, Shannon. Shannon's going to be writing in a new genre. I am curious. She usually writes cozy mystery, so that'll be interesting.
That's exciting.
Destiny is here.
Destiny.
Naked Firefly is here. I just saw right before we went live that Naked Firefly posted her goals in the AuthorTube group, which I'm going to go watch after we're done here at some point today.
I did add her to the live stream because she's live streaming now too.
Woot woot! Congratulations! Jace is here. Hi, Jace. Wendy is here. Athena is here.
Athena.
Michael's here. You're a story writer, you're a liar. It's all good. We like either way.
You're funny, Mike.
Let's see. The Nihilist Geek is here. Happy New Year. Nihilist Geek, it's already the new year for them. It's still December 31st for us, but it is the new year for you guys on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I had to mute my phone because all of my friends who live overseas were starting to like message me. So like every now and then, like every half hour, you get like a ping, 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 ping. It's like I want to wish y'all Happy New Year back, but y'all gotta be quiet.
Rad Girl is here, and I believe that's everybody. So if you're in the comments section, let us know what you accomplished in 2019 and what you hope to accomplish in 2020. Because that's pretty much what we're talking about now. We're going to be switching over to our 2020 goals, and for the first quarter, because we're switching to quarterly goals.
Oh, I thought you were about to ask about New Year's goals. And I was like, I'm not ready for this. You didn't tell me.
I have quarter one goals, but I don't have New Year's goals.
Well, I guess my New Year's goal would be to develop my Faye Black pen name, put more works out for that, lose weight, be healthy, and make sure that the publishing side of Otherworld is successful. So those would be my New Year's goals. So,
You mean New Year's resolutions? Is that what
Yeah.
you mean by? Okay.
yeah.
I don't do resolutions because I fail them within the first week.
Yeah. So wait, are we talking about 2020 or are we talking about quarter one? Help me. Like
Quarter
the
one.
caffeine.
Quarter one.
Okay. I'm here. I understand you. Okay, so within quarter one, I have 14 things that I would like to get done.
Hi.
I know. Hi, my name's Kara Brown. I don't know what sleep is. I'll be back. You go.
Uh-oh. Okay, I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
I have lots of things I want to do. One, if I count them all as separate things, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 things. However, I'm going to group them up into various things. Okay. So I want to edit the Damned and Dangerous series, the whole series, because my goal, hopefully, is to publish it in quarter 2. So I've got to edit the entire series. I'm halfway through book 1 right now, and I'll finish that up sometime this week. So I'm going to edit the Damned and Dangerous series. There are 2 novels I want to outline next, and there are 2 novels I want to write the first draft of, or 1.5 drafts. And then I want to send out the first 2 novels for beta reading in February and March of the Damned and Dangerous series. Then my other goals, these are more personal goals, are to go on a date with my husband once a month and to take my kids to the park at least once a month. And actually, I'm hoping for twice a month, at least. They keep asking to do that, and every time they seem to do that is on days it's raining or is super hot or super cold. So we haven't lately. They can run around outside anytime they want to here, but they want parkness, and I can't give that to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
the only other thing I have is all my Duolingo stuff for learning more French and stuff. Yay. Woo! So that's what I've got. Kara's talking to the doggies.
Still talking smack.
She is still talking smack.
She's still muted, which means they're still making noise. So something got everybody all riled up.
I got it handled though. We're good.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Just
Oh, were you not muted when I said that?
No, but that's okay.
Oh,
Like
my
I literally unmuted myself right before you said it, so you're fine.
My bad.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. You went first, so go ahead and go, Carol.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I realized that I had more goals that I didn't put on here. Okay, so I lied. I have 16 goals. Okay, so pertaining to the Faye Black pen names, there are 3 short stories that I would two short stories that I would like to have launched. One is Dress Up and the other one is Tangled Tango. So I want those released, and then I have to prep up 2 more short stories for the following quarter, so I'm a little ahead of the curve. So basically get 4 short stories, bim bam boom, ready to go. I would like to take more care of myself by obviously working out more, eating better, doing yoga, and meditating. We'll see how the meditating thing goes. I'm trying to work up to meditating 20 minutes a day. So we're starting with 10 and moving up in increments of 5. The other one I have is, yeah, thanks.
My thing. I've tried so many times over the years. I
I
cannot
have an
do
app.
it.
I'm doing guided. Okay, I'm doing guided. All right. So let me see. So while I was visiting my family was not shy about talking about the fact that I don't really talk to anybody very much. So part of my quarter goal is to send a daily text to somebody in my family. Send a text and update my actual Facebook page once a week, so that way they know what I'm doing. Even though I think that makes for more conversation when I sit and talk to them, but whatever. They're like, you don't post on Facebook. And I was like, let's see. And then the other big thing that's probably going to eat up a lot of my time is a few things with Otherworld to Ink. So obviously I have to get the publishing side of the company set and ready to go. And then we have to launch that. And then I have to relaunch my book in February. So those are 16 things I have to do.
Woo.
I would definitely like 2 of those to happen.
All of the things.
I have a sneaky suspicion that like the first 2 months of your year are going to be more hectic than like the other 10.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many things launching that are going to take all year to do, but you have to start them today.
I do, and I have college too. So like, if by like time we get to March, if I look like a haggard mess, I'll be like, I got all my goals done.
Applaud for me, damn it! I need fuel.
I just need some cuddles.
How much more school do you have? Isn't this going to be your last year with courses?
Yeah. So this coming semester, I'm gonna have 2 classes I'm gonna take. I don't know what those look like yet because they haven't uploaded the classes online yet. But then after that, I just take 1 class a semester. So I'll be like, the very last one that I have in the fall, it starts in like July and then it goes all the way to September. That one is going to be a project one where it's kind of like doing a mini like dissertation. I already know what I'm going to do it on. I just need to make sure that I have all the data I need, which has to do with like burnout in the workplace. So I have plenty of things to use. Is that a cat? Is that a cat?
From one table to the other, she didn't make it.
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. My cat tried to jump from one table to the other, but she jumped off of the stack of mail that hadn't been put away yet, so she didn't make it. That was the sound of the mail all flinging at me. And then she just went like diagonal straight down to the floor. Oh shit. Oh man, I got new kittens, in case anybody's wondering. I got them on Black Friday. And I was just joking about
I got kittens for Black Friday.
I did. I got a black cat too. One of them is a black cat, and I named her Friday. I got a black cat on Black Friday, so her name is Friday the Black Cat.
I can't talk. I called my dog Bones because he was starving. So
no. The other one is like a gray, powdery gray, and I named it Fresca. So I like my alliteration in case you couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah. Anyways, I forgot what I was even saying. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we were just talking about how I don't sleep, and that's all we were talking about.
Yeah. Kara doesn't sleep ever. No. That's gonna be me real soon.
Yeah.
I have to sleep. I envy you people who cannot do it. I cannot function if I get less than like 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, I'm
not even exaggerating.
I do get sleep. I'm just frantic during the day. Like, you guys should have seen me like the day after the semester ended because I was on Athena's channel. And she's like, well, what kind of things do you have to do? And I was like laid back in my chair. I was like, I don't know, whatever I have to do. I was like,
I don't know. What up? What do you got?
Like, I don't know. I'm just going to sit here, have a good time. Okay, I'm finished. Thank you.
Okay. So I guess that means it's my turn to go over my first quarter goals.
Yep.
Okay. Reading and research are at the top of the list because I really want to hold myself accountable to those things, even though I always make a big deal about making sure that there's a distinction between my goals and my to-do list. They are not the same thing, but my reading and my research is kind of my to-do list for those 2 topics, but I want to be extra accountable for them, so I make them on my goals list. Those are my first 2 things because they're going to be the bulk of the work, honestly. My 2020 Bujo carried over because I did absolutely nothing to get it ready. But I'm lucky. I've been working on trying to get a system that works for me for, I think 2019 was about the 3rd year that I'd been doing it. And I do have a weekly spread that I really like. And so even when I get behind on the other stuff that goes in the bullet journal, I just make sure that I keep up with my weekly spreads to actually keep track of, my activities and stuff like that. So that made it to the list. That's not a high priority item, but it is something that I want to take seriously. So that's on my goals list to get that set up the rest of the way. Gardening is another one of those never ending goals, but this year I've kind of got a grip on it. I know what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. So I don't have to start anything until February. But if this is going to be our quarter goals, I should be done with everything I need to do by the end of March. So that's making it to the list. I love gardening. It's my hobby and I love it. It's a pain in the ass with long nails, though. Really a pain. I have my first draft, is what I'm calling it. But it's not actually my first draft. It's going to be like my third.
It's a revision. You're working on your new revision.
Yeah,
Yep.
Is that the word for it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm so not in touch with this process.
The correct term, I say in quotes because everybody likes to word it their own special way. The correct terminology for it is that you have your first draft and then you start to revise it. And so people would say, well, what revision are you on? It's like, well, I'm on revision 2 or revision 3. Usually, like, if I meet somebody, it's like, well, I'm on revision 7. It's like, I need you to calm down. Like, stop.
What's the distinction between using the word revision and draft then?
Draft means like you just wrote it, if that makes any sense. Like, I just finished my draft. So that means that you didn't go back and reread it and edit it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
the drafting is the writing and the revision is obviously the revision.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have 2 drafts and I'm working on my first revision.
Yay!
Okay. Let me write that down.
I taught Amy something, guys. This is a first for me. Usually Amy's schooling me.
I know what I know and then I don't know anything else. I'm one of those people. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I know what I know. But
Yeah, no, a lot of people actually in my family are like that. So like one of my cousins, she's a nurse. She knows everything about nursing, like everything that you didn't think that you needed to know. She knows all of it. But if you talk to her about something like as simple as like traffic signaling or whatever, she's like, I don't understand what you're saying. It's like, well, when you see this traffic sign, it means this, and you have to do that. She's like, that's just too complicated. I'm gonna Uber. I'm like, oh, okay.
nursing done soaked up all of her brain power. I know that feeling.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's a nice lady I talk to on Instagram. Her name's Elena, and every now and then she'll do something on Instagram, and I'm like, I have no idea how to do that, and I'm not afraid to be like, okay, bitch, how did you do that? Because I don't know how. So she like walks me through the process of how to do this.
I totally do that all the time. Just tell me. You just don't make me figure it out myself. How did you do that? Just tell me.
Yeah, pretty much same way. That's how I learned.
Yeah, and it was just like, and so like she's also in the same she's in the same program that I am at college, and it's like I'm just becoming the typical academia that knows lots of academia shit, but I can't do daily shit.
They need to put out a course somewhere about how to be an adult, and they need to have like chapter 1 is how to organize your life. Chapter 2, personal hygiene and self-care. Chapter 3, taxes. Chapter 4, budget.
Did I ever tell you guys? Did I tell you guys about how I tried to teach taxes when I was a math teacher?
Oh God,
wow,
no. Is it story time?
Yeah, story time. Come on, guys. This is a good one. This is great. Okay, so not many years ago, I guess it is many years ago, I was a special ed math teacher for 7th grade, and one day I used to have my kids line up outside the hall because I didn't want them running rampant in my classroom if I wasn't there. And so I came, and you can usually like get a feel for like how the class is going to go by how they're standing in line. And so I came around the corner and they were all looking at me very intently. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Right. And so I was like, what's going on, guys? And they were like, well, we had a conference. And I was like, you had a conference. Seventh graders had a conference, right? And they were like, yeah, we had a conference and we wanted to know about taxes. And I was like, that is a very ambitious subject. What brought this up? And they were kind of like, well, everybody always says that we have to pay taxes, but we don't really understand taxes. And you seem chill and will explain shit to us. And I was like, you can't use that word. And yes, I will. So I made a little lesson plan about taxes. So on the first day, I explained taxes and kind of like how taxes are generally used. And I said how they're supposed to be used. And they were like, what do you mean supposed to be used? And I was like, well, just because they're supposed to be used that way doesn't mean that they are. Like, this is why people get really upset about taxes and why you hear taxation and stuff and all this other stuff. And so first day, it was just basically learning about percentages of taxes, what taxes are generally used for. And so one of the kids who should not have been in my class was just kind of like, so do you mean that my parents actually pay your paycheck? And I was like, yes. It's like, does that mean I'm your boss? So I was like, hell no. It's like, you don't pay taxes. No. So that was the first day. On the second day, I said, you guys are going to make your own countries and you're going to make your own laws and you're going to make your own tax system. So I separated them first by boys and girls because that was just the easiest thing to do. I had 3 classes. The first class was the most interesting class. So the girls got together and they said that they were going to do 10% taxes. I was like, whoa, okay. Like we're gonna do 10% taxes to pay for our military. Everybody has to do 1 military service. And we have to make sure that everybody's educated. And then they had a really long talk about how they were going to run the prison system. Like they got on their phones and were looking shit up. And I was like, whoa, okay. The boy, I know, right? I was like, who are you? The boys, on the other hand, were kind of like, how can we use the girls to make money? And I was like, oh my God, are you serious?
Wow.
All right. So the boys would like started negotiations with the girls because they saw that, you know, like, because as the class continues, like I'm doing like the classroom economy, like how each country is doing. And so the girls were doing really well. The boys wanted some of that money. So what they ended up doing was making some kind of free trade deal where every year the girls would give them a little bit of money and they would send them the newest edition of the iPhone.
Wow.
So that was
great.
I love this.
So that was class 1. Class 2 was nothing but civil unrest and lots of civil wars. So when they made their countries, they elected their presidents, and then one country's president kept basically doing things that they said that they weren't going to do and breaking promises. And so they started having infighting, and then they tried to vote him out of the office, and he refused, and he pulled like the little military that he had formed to tell the other kids to back off. So they were having a civil war. And then the other country was having an economic problem because they said that they were going to do 0 taxes. And so nothing was paid for. And they were all kind of like, well, who's going to make this thing for me? I was like, you're going to have to make it yourself. It's like, but I don't have anything to make it with. I was like, man, it sucks to be you, right? And so the dictator from the Civil War country ended up hiring them to come and fight. And it just got like, okay, and we're done. That was a great exercise, guys. The third class was absolutely insane. So I let them all name themselves. You know, first one was Unicornville, other one was Panda Land. Like they did all that stuff. And one country had called itself Peace, but their country was in the shape of a skull. And not only was their country in the shape of a skull, but if you broke any laws, you didn't pay your bills, or you refused to pay taxes, they would just kill you. And I was like, why are you doing that? It's like, well, we don't want to pay for a prison system, and we can just like burn them. And I was like, oh my God. And of course, like the country that was next to them was having like moral issues with how they were running their country. So they were trying to bring citizens from that country over to their country. They were trying to save them. And then they went to war with each other because the dictator of Peace was just not having any of that. So they started like, you know, first they had to go and like legally declare war on each other. So I did to explain that process. And then when the dictator tried to like send his troops after the other country, they just ended up like leaving and making a third country.
Well then.
Yeah. So that was my adventure in teaching children how taxes worked.
They learned the lesson though.
Yeah. I was like, well, at least you guys know how taxes work and you made laws and you know how to declare war on each other. So we've got that down.
Life lessons you're going to carry with you for the rest of your days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where was that? Where's that? Athena thinks the first chapter of the class should be put on pants.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
All right. And then we had someone join us. Let's see. Where did it see it? Now I can't find it. Yeah. Cachet has joined us. Woo! Hello.
Hello, Shay.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Jennifer joined us.
The students liked me. The faculty did not like me because I'd go out and call out like some stupid bullshit. Like that doesn't work. Like I went into one lady's classroom. I was like, hey, you know, not to get in your face and tell you how to run your class, but I heard that you're not doing accommodations for kids with needs. She's like, well, I just don't have time for that. I was like, okay, so let me explain my job here. My job is to make sure that the school doesn't get sued. You're doing a great job of making that happen.
A little bit.
She's like, well, I just don't think it's fair if I do accommodations for one kid and I don't do them all. It's like, you know, I understand that you may not see that's fair, but it is a federal law. You have to do this. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, you know, I really appreciate you coming and sharing your truth with me. I was like, stop. I'm going to walk out now. And so I went and talked to the kid, and I was like, "Call your mom right now. Have her call the school." And she was like, "But I don't want to get the teacher in trouble." I was like, "No, this is a learning experience for her. You got to call your mom."
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Amy, did you finish talking about all your goals?
Oh, I'm sorry, Amy.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I got distracted too. I forgot.
We all got
I have
distracted.
a note here called first revision, so I know that's where I was on the list.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Amy.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Cat, squirrel.
I know, right? Cat, squirrel, story time.
Story time. Woo!
I had first draft. Now I know it's called the first revision. My story takes place over 7 days, so I broke it down into 7 chapters. So I think I'm gonna approach this 1 chapter at a time. Like, finish this chapter, make sure this chapter is good, ends on a cliffhanger, all that good stuff. And then I'm gonna share it with my people 1 chapter at a time. I don't know if 1 chapter at a time is a good idea or not, since I'm writing a book, not 7 chapters. But that's what I'm gonna try to do, at least on my end, is approach it 1 chapter at a time. So
maybe look at it like 20-page increments. That might be easier for you to do, since I don't know how long your chapters are.
It's a whole day of activities. So it's like chapter 1 and 2 are really long. 3 and 4 are not that long. 5, 6, and 7 are really long because, 1 and 2 is a lot of introductions. 3 and 4 is kind of like the middle of the book, It's a lot of trials, but not a lot of plot development and stuff like that. And then 5, 6, and 7 are like, the shit hit the fan. So they're different lengths, and I honestly didn't finish that other draft completely, so I don't know how long they are. Anyways, I do have my first chapter at a point where I'm working on it, and I'm going to be able to share it with some people to read it and see what they think. So that's going to be my goal that I'm going to be working on. Whenever I finish it, I finish it. I don't think it'll take me a whole quarter to do it, but for now, I'm only going to hold myself accountable for chapter 1. And then I have a big goal, which is I just called launch business, but I'm a freelancer. And so I work for myself. I have my own business kind of thing going on, but I've been really lucky that when I got my when I started doing SEO work, I had a couple clients lined up, people who trusted me and they knew I was smart. So they let me do it and all that good stuff. And now I'm ready to start taking on other clients. So there are things like getting my LinkedIn profile completely set up. And there's like 2 or 3 more, not certifications, but courses that I'd like to take. That way I can put them on my resume too. Mm-hmm. Basically just finish everything up for my resume and all that stuff so that I can feel more confident when it's time for me to start cold pitching. Like I'm ready to expand. So my first quarter is going to be basically just getting the last of my duckies in a row so that I can feel good about my presentation when it's time for me to start cold pitching. So I've got launch business on there, but that's what that really means is, just tie up the things that I know are loose ends so that I feel better about what I'm doing when I'm ready to start cold pitching. And that's all I have written on the list. Everything else is going to break down to like to-do lists. They're things that I consider to be to-do, not so much goals. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
that's all I have written down.
Yeah, there's a difference between making a goal and then making like tasks of things that you have to do.
Yeah.
Next thing I gotta do is break all my goals down into tasks.
What? You want help with that? What?
Kara's like, you're singing my song. Let me sing too.
I know. Hello.
You're singing the song of my people. Let me respond. Yeah, that's the next thing.
I find I'm the opposite. I find I can come up with to-do lists and tasks all damn day, but it's really hard for me to kind of like see the forest for the trees. I have to learn how to go, okay, well, these might be the 20 tasks that I need to do, and I know that, but how do I put them together, and what order do they need to be done, what takes priority, so that I can work towards a goal. So that's what I'm trying to teach myself to do also, is to be able to sort and prioritize and what's that word? Sequentialize my tasks to reach my goals. That's not the word. What is it? Sequentialize is not a word.
No, so I mean, you want to put them in sequential order, like an order of importance. You know, when one is kind of like, are they dependent on each other, or is it just I want to get this one done first before I do this one?
Mostly just I want to get this one done before that one.
Oh, so it's just sequential, yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't if you don't have a dependency on one having to get done before the other, then it's just yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the only thing that actually has to be done in order is filing for, you know, like my business number and all that kind of stuff, since I know this upcoming year I'm gonna break the whole I think it's like $4,075. If you make below that, you don't have to file. I'm very lucky that I don't pay the brunt of the bills in my household, so I didn't have to file taxes last year, but I know I will this upcoming year. So I want to go ahead and get my business number and all that stuff sorted out beforehand, rather than trying to do it towards the end of the year, right when I'm trying to set everything up for taxes.
Yeah, there's a lot of forgiveness when you're in the first 2 years of a business. It really kind of depends on what you're putting on there. Same thing for people who are working on writing and getting their book published. So for those of you who aren't aware, if you are writing and you want to get published, for the first 2 years, you can get a lot of your expenses paid for. But after the second year, you have to show some kind of income, which I can actually do in order to get more forgiveness later on. So like so things that I usually put on there, like I had to get like a Chromebook to type on, right? Because I wasn't at work anymore. So I bought a Chromebook, and then when I go to writing group, I actually buy food while I'm there. But because it's a work-related thing, I can put that food expense on there. So there's that. You have to be kind of like, you can't finagle it too much, because like the IRS is a very unforgiving God, and if they see that you're doing some shenanigans, they're gonna come for you. And it's actually because of that I don't go to like H&R Block, and I don't do it at home. I go to a legit like tax person, and I sign and I sign the paperwork, the power of attorney for them to go to court for me, because if the IRS wants to pick a fight with me, I am not savvy enough to fight back the IRS, so I let him go to the court and fight it for me. Thankfully, he hasn't had to do that, but it's just an extra thing that I don't want to deal with, because I've only had the IRS come for me once. And that was because of a previous tax person I had that was shady, and I ended up paying for that. He didn't. So, like, not doing that.
Lame. Yeah. That'd be a really interesting thing for, you like to put out resources for your writers. That'd be a really interesting topic that I'm completely unfamiliar with. Everything that you just said was something that I'm aware of, but I don't know. So that'd be pretty cool for you to do for your channel.
Yeah. Yeah,
since you've already done it, you have experience on top of know-how.
Yeah, well, what's really funny is I actually gave Sky my expense tracker spreadsheet. I was like, "Here you go, Sky.
Ooh,
take that and fill it out. And give it to your tax guy." Yeah, when you track your expenses, the more detailed you can put into where you're putting your expenses at is going to be really helpful. So, for example, like I didn't track it, but when I was doing my giveaway for when I initially launched Queen of Swords and Silence, I could have put all the postage expenses on there. And then I could have also put in how much it cost me to have those items. So I could have reclaimed that. Why I didn't do that, I don't know. I have to go find those prices and put it on there, because I sent one letter to somebody in France.
I bet that was fun.
Postage is not cheap. Just saying.
No, it's not. It starts at $30, and then it goes up depending on how much the thing weighs. I'm just happy they didn't get in the top 3, because I've been like, oh my fucking God.
I have to send something to Alaska, and it's going to be late. It was supposed to be a Christmas present, and it's going to be late because I found out how much postage is, and I'm just like, I don't have that.
That sucks. Alaska's still one of the 50 states. You'd think you'd be able to get a little bit of a reprieve.
It's got to go over water. They say nope.
Yeah. Brenda says teach us taxes. Vivian Reese actually does have a video out about taxes. If I do a video about taxes, it's going to be kind of like, this is probably the best way to track your expenses. And then I'll put in like some like major no-nos, like don't fucking lie on your taxes. Just don't. No. If you don't have a receipt for it, or you don't have proof of purchase or anything, don't fucking do it. Like just don't.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to have a video coming up soon about how much I have actually spent on my business that I have not claimed on my taxes, just because um,
Should
for
add that.
various reasons.
Yeah.
Mostly because of that 2-year thing Kara's talking about, just so you guys know.
I invested in one of those receipt trackers a couple of years ago for like the household finances,
Mhm.
and it helps so much. It's one of those ones where you can just feed the receipt in and it scans the whole thing,
Oh, that's
because I
good.
love having digital copies of everything. I like being able to group the receipts and not have to mess with my originals.
Mhm.
So
It's good that we talk about taxes now instead of in April.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then once you're actually legit bringing in money, I know authors out there that file every quarter, so that's going to be a thing too soon.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yeah, it really depends on like how successful you are and what like I would like again I go back to talking to about getting a tax person, because like usually when people are talking to me and we talk about taxes, my tax guy said just in case save 45% of whatever you make, because the IRS is not going to take more than that, and it's better to have that on the side to give to them if they want it than to not have it at all. So like everything that I've made 45% I've just pushed to the side.
Do you
So.
do quarterly?
Like quarterly submissions?
Yeah, quarterly taxes.
No, not yet. He told me
That's
not
the way-
to worry about that.
Yeah, that's the way I'm gonna do it, because my monthly expense to be an SEO is fucking expensive. My minimum expense is $140 a month just for me to have the tools for me to do my job. And then there are things like some services pay by use. You know, I pay $25 to get this report for my client. I know what it means. I know how to use this information. They don't even know to get it. But that's still $25 that came out of my pocket for me to be able to do a job that I do charge people by hourly work, not by how much it costs me to do my job. So I'm going to do quarterly. That way every quarter, because it's not hard for me to save my money. Like I said, I don't pay the brunt of the bills. So it's not hard for me to just save it, file it every quarter, and then I can spend my money. So that's how I'm going to do it.
I think for me, because my expenses don't exceed that amount, I haven't needed to do that. I know once a month I sit down and I track my expenses. If it got a little bit bigger, I'd probably talk to him. I'm going to have to talk to him this year anyway, because I actually have like my own LLC that I do all my Faye Black publishing under to
That's what I
protect
need to do.
Yeah, I got to protect your shit, y'all. Protect your shit. Put it under an LLC. And
it's
so
really easy too. If anybody's wondering, it's really easy. It's just a matter of filing the paperwork, and of course, there's money you have to put up front because you have to pay to file paperwork. But once you do it, it's done.
Yeah. So all my stuff is under that LLC, and it keeps me and my property safe. And then I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to him, because now that I work for Otherworld Inks and I've been paid by them, and then I'm making some profit off of my works, I have to talk about how he'll want me to submit that later on, and if he's going to want me to submit to the company, like, not attorney, what is it called? What's it called? I forgot. Accountant. The accountant. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If I need to file with the company accountant instead of with him, I'd rather do it with him, because I can just walk to his office and like look at him.
Oh yeah, in person makes such a big difference when it comes to stuff like this.
Man, what a great topic to talk about, y'all.
I know, right? We started out with quarterly goals, and here we are talking about our accounting
bills.
Speaking of quarterly goals, Shannon went ahead and posted a while back. I had to go scroll back through comments to find it. She posted her goals.
Okay.
She wants to finish edits on Pieces of the Past, send it to an editor, and publish it. Finish Death in the Desert and Valentine of Vengeance, deep dive into world building with new project. I'm curious what her new genre is going to be.
I love your names, by the way. I love those names. I love alliteration.
I know. That's beautiful. All right. Good talk. Good talk, friends.
Yeah. All right. We talked about what we did for the past goals. We've gone over our goals for the new quarter. I think I've gotten all the comments about goals and stuff.
I know I scratched everything off my list, so.
Yeah, I got them all over here. We're good.
I think that's everything then. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Maybe?
Were we going to do any New Year's resolution thingies? I don't really think we need to, do we?
I don't have any. I don't make New Year's resolutions. Get my work published. Merry Christmas to me.
Make Faye Black a thing. lose weight. There.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
This is not Bones and Friends. No, it's not.
Aw, he says, but Mom.
He whispers. It's like, Mom, Mom. He makes like zero noise, and he scares the shit out of us every time because we'll turn around and he's just like there. Like a creepy.
That's the way my sister's dog is. She doesn't bark at hardly anything, but you can, like, and the thing is, too, she's not one of those dogs that's, like, up your butt. Like, she doesn't have to be exactly where you are all the time. So sometimes you'll just get this feeling that you're being watched, and you look around, and she's all the way down at the end of the hallway just staring at you. There's no reason for her to be down at the end of the hallway. Why isn't she up here with you? I don't know. But she's all the way down there, and she's just staring. She does that kind of shit all the time.
Oh,
That's a good genre.
Shannon's doing middle school fantasy. Okay.
Hmm.
And Rad Girl's going to be making a video about New Year's goals soon. That's awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
I have a tag I need to do on Friday. Like somebody tagged me. I was like, I should respond to this tag. Like,
I need to start doing tags again. Maybe someday.
send me tags, guys. Send me tags because I'll know we run out of shit to talk about online.
Writing, working out, and organizing. That's what Persephone's goals are.
Yep.
I can get behind that.
We should probably maybe later we can all get together and actually do like a tax live discussion because obviously the way that Amy does it is different than how I do it and will probably be different than how Sky does it. So kind of going over that would be really helpful for everyone.
Do we want to do that closer to April?
Yeah, let's do it in March.
Okay.
So Jennifer, he is not a black lab. He's actually a German Rottweiler mix. That's why his face looks so fucking massive.
He's a big pupper.
Yeah, he's huge.
Has he finished putting on his weight yet? I know he was underweight. You're still trying to get him up.
He's up 20 pounds, which is a lot better than when he came in. But he's for his size and his paws and everything else like that, he's going to hit 100 pounds easy. So I just need him to put on another 10. But with the level of starvation that he had, it's not going to be something that just happens overnight. So he probably won't look normal until February.
Yeah. He's looking good, though. You can definitely tell he's loved.
Yeah, and he's going to meet a trainer, and we're going to knock out some of those bad habits that you got. He's really good on the leash, but he just has some indoor habits that I'm you have to stop that. No.
Like yesterday.
Yeah. You shouldn't have done it when you walked onto my driveway.
All right. So, attack stream in March. Our next quarterly goals stream is probably going to be in the end of March, beginning of April timeframe. We'll plan that out better later.
Yeah.
I should put that on. That's all I got. I got nothing else.
Okay, I'm done. I'm good too.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And thank you for telling us about your own quarterly goals and your past goals that you did in 2019. And it's going to be a new year, guys, in less than 24 hours. So I guess it's already time to hit the ground running.
Yeah. And I just checked the calendar. March 31st is a Tuesday.
Oh, I guess that's when our next live stream is going to be for our quarterly goals then.
I'll be done with college by then. Yeah.
All right, let me make a note of that. March 31st.
Sky. Look at us. We're writing in our planners.
I know, right?
I know. We're so organized.
Sky quarterly review. Okay. Same time, same
we were
bad channel?
joking about. Okay, sorry.
Oh, same time, same bad channel?
Yep.
Okay. What were you saying, Sky? Or not Sky, Amy?
I was just gonna say, I try not to do the New Year's resolutions too much because I do feel bad when I fail them. But one thing that I'm really resolute to do is I need to start writing down every single thing. Every single thing that crosses my mind, I need to write it down so that I can just organize my kaleidoscope of a life. So, yeah. Not the kaleidoscopes are bad, but I got a lot of little pieces.
It's a puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 1,000-piece puzzle. Maybe a 10,000 piece.
Yeah, you're more like 10,000. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do our outros and
Do them in reverse order. Countdown to you. Sorry, that was my hourly timer reminding me to get up and move around.
So I'm going first, you said?
If you want to, go ahead.
Oh, okay. My name is Kara Brown. I'm an urban fantasy author, and I'm the operations director for Otherworld Inc. I have a channel here on YouTube where I talk and whine about the life of a writer, sometimes under the influence of wine, sometimes not. It's Russian roulette. You never know what you're going to get. On my channel, I do have educational and free resources for you to use in your writing journey. Please feel free. They are yours to use. You can modify them, do whatever you want. They are on the Google, but you can download them and turn them into Microsoft documents if that's your jam. So I have a pre-order out right now for Dressed Up, which is the first short story under my Faye Black name. So if you are interested and kind of like that little side venture that I'm doing, that's going to be like the easiest way to check it out. So it's like 99 cents. I'm keeping them real affordable, real easy, because I just need some coffee money. Okay, guys, just a little coffee money.
Okay, is that it?
That's it. I'm done.
Okay. I am Amy somebody. I'm going to try to start calling myself that now.
Awesome, buddy.
Aw, thank you. I am a certified SEO consultant who I've been doing it for like 3 years, but I'm finally taking it seriously and doing this as a career. So, yay me. I'm also taking my writing seriously. Finally, I have been for like the last year and a half or so. Yeah, I don't have a website because I don't want one. But I know that sounds weird. I don't want a website, and what I do is websites. I do not design websites, but I fix your website so that it actually does what you want it to do.
Just leave like your little icon on everybody's site, like Amy was here.
I know, right? I'm really digging this whole changing up my avatar thing. Like, I think it's super cute. I'm digging it. Yeah, that's how I got into these streams. I'm in the very beginning of my writing journey. Carol had to explain to me the difference between a draft and a revision. So yeah, I'm just at the very beginning. And
I'm here for you.
I appreciate that very much. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to the next stream and being successful in the next quarter.
Yay!
Yay! All right, and I am Sky. I typically write paranormal romance under the name SD Haggis. I do have a website. It's finally up. It is not in the description below, because there's nothing in the description below except for a very quick, this is what we're doing today kind of description. But I will be updating that when we're off camera, and my website will be down there. Or you can just type in sdhaggis.com and find it. Either way, it's up to you guys. Newsletter will be coming out the first week of January. If you want to sign up, it is at my website as well. And that's all I've got.
Yeah, mine's coming out today too.
I haven't decided what day mine's coming out yet.
Yeah, too many. So many newsletters. So many. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're fine. It's okay.
But that's all we have for you guys today, and we will see you guys next time. And until then, have a happy New Year, guys.
Happy
Bye.
New Year. I'm waving. Bye.
I'm waving both hands for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm here for you.